Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and in today's video we're going to continue to have a look at the latest on the heat wave that we are experiencing at the moment, with it peaking now through Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. We've got an amber extreme heat warning in force, and I think there is a pretty decent chance we get to, if not exceed, our all-time temperature record on Monday, if not Tuesday. There's some uncertainty now with those temperatures on Tuesday because of the breakdown of this heat wave. Cooler air is going to be sweeping in through Tuesday or Wednesday. The timing of that is going to decide whether we do reach those extreme temperatures on Tuesday. I do think if that cooler air does sweep through Tuesday evening into Wednesday and not during the day on Tuesday, I think we will reach our all-time temperature record, if not break it, on Tuesday afternoon. That's how extreme those upper air temperatures are looking at the moment. So we'll have a look at the latest from all the models, what they're showing, and we'll also have a look at the longer term as well on the ensembles. So remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure you like and subscribe, and remember to follow me on Twitter as well, links in description. Now, if you start on the live radar, you can see there's a bit of precipitation across northern areas at the moment. Some light to moderate showers through Scotland and Northern Ireland. And noticeably, temperatures today are slightly cooler, by maybe around 3 or 4 degrees for many. And that's because we saw quite a weak cold front sink southwards yesterday. So some people saw some thicker cloud yesterday. Well, most people saw some thicker cloud yesterday. And some people saw some rain, some light rain for many, some heavier pulses here or there. And that's because we saw this very weak cold front spread southwards. Now, the temperature contrast is not particularly high. It's around 5 degrees at 850 HPA, so only around 5 degrees at the surface as well. So areas in the south that are sitting around 32, 33 degrees through Monday and Tuesday have seen about 27, 28 degrees today. Areas further northwards back more down towards the mid to low 20s. So much more bearable. Still hot, still very warm, still quite humid, and some areas are still, it's still not nice, but it's better than the last few days. Much more bearable, and it's going to continue over the next day or so before Friday and Saturday starts to build up once again towards the mid to high 20s for most, perhaps reaching 30 degrees on Saturday, and then more widely high 20s, low 30s on Sunday, before we reach mid 30s for many on Monday and Tuesday, with the peak of those temperatures getting to the high 30s. Highly likely, if the current models hold, which there's no reason not to doubt them at this stage, being only sort of 5 days away from this heat arriving, it does look likely it's going to be getting towards that 38 or 39 degree mark for the peak. And as I said, you cannot rule out 40 degrees. It's unprecedented conditions in the UK, and the models can, and very likely in this scenario, will be slightly underdoing those temperatures, just because we don't normally experience it in the UK. And of course, we get heating, and we surface heating, and we have had a lot of hot weather previous to this, which means the ground temperatures are even hotter than they normally would be, and that can all contribute to giving it that extra 0.5 or 1 degree onto those max temperatures to push us towards that high 30s, that 39, 40 degree point. But you can see nothing too much on the live radar at the moment, and if we do put on the temperatures, as I'm recording this around 3 PM, hitting the peak temperatures of the day, you can see quite a few oranges and still reds around, but nowhere near as dark of those reds that we have seen recently. So you can see that warm or very hot air has not been pushed too far away. Across the far south of England, into East Anglia, the London area, even parts of Midlands, it's still very warm, still mid to high 20s, getting towards that 27, 28 degree range. That hot air is just across the channel, and you can see it is getting towards the mid to high 30s across parts of northern France, including Paris there. So very close by are the very, very high temperatures. And this air that is sitting right now over Spain and Portugal, you see these temperatures getting into the low to mid 40s for some. That is heading our way over the next 5 days, getting shipped up by a cut-off low out in the Atlantic, heading through the Bay of Biscay up towards Ireland, bringing up intense heat ahead of it. Now, if we do have a look at the extreme heat warning, as expected, and has now been extended into Tuesday as well, Uncertain whether it will be extended into Wednesday tomorrow. I do doubt it at this stage, because Wednesday is looking like it's going to be a cooler day quite widely. Back down to temperatures in the mid to high 20s, similar to what we have today. So still warm, still very hot, but not this sort of extreme heat that we could be seeing through Sunday into Tuesday. Again, if we just have a look at the extreme heat warning again, 2 days ago. So on Monday's video, when we first got the extreme heat warning, went through this in quite a lot of detail. So do check out that video if you do want this in more detail, because it's not changed any of the actual content of this really. The only update is extending the warning to Tuesday and emphasising the peak of the hot spell will be Monday and Tuesday. Again, if you have a look at the further details, you can see again very high impact, quite high likelihood, and this could be updated to a red warning if certainty does increase, which it could do over the next couple of days once we pinpoint those exact high temperatures and exactly where they could peak, where they'll be the highest. That's when we could see a red warning put in force for that. That would be unprecedented. First red warning for heat we've ever seen. Now, of course, Met Office only really introduced warnings to this last year for extreme heat, but seeing a red warning from this would be, very, very extreme, considering we've hardly ever seen red warnings ever put in force in the UK. I think it's still in single digits over the past decade. Of course, we saw red warnings for wind earlier this year as well. So yeah, extreme conditions could be seen on Monday and Tuesday, and if we do see a red warning, I do suspect it will be put in force perhaps on Saturday, as that is a couple days away, so it gives some lead time for local councils and people to make plans for it, but also it is close enough to the event on Monday and Tuesday that it's not too speculative, and we've got enough certainty with it. Now, if you have a look at the UK Met Office run, have a look at the precipitation and temperature over the next 5 days. If we do start on the precipitation, you can see a few showers heading through the north at the moment. Overnight into Thursday, a few showers drifting in from the west. Could be quite frequent through Thursday morning across northern England and Scotland, but that's just because we've got lower pressure closer by and a bit of an Atlantic flow. So for the open up in St Andrews, could be a few showers here or there, but with plenty of sunshine around between the showers. Blustery westerly flow, but it won't be too cold at all. Still be quite warm, so probably high teens, low 20s. Now, as we head into Thursday, Thursday night into early hours of Friday, we see some quite heavy precipitation spreading in through the west, but it does disintegrate really around 8-9 a.m. So again, for the open up in St Andrews, it does look like there may be some precipitation in the morning, but by the afternoon, that precipitation will clear, and it looks like the second half of the day will be a lot more sunshine and brighter weather. Again, similarly, the showers spreading through. And as we head into Saturday, it does look like it will generally start to turn dry, and those low pressure systems and with the associated precipitation will be deflected even further northwards as high pressure builds back in to our east. You can see the clearer skies there, and that's wafting up the incredibly hot air, which you can see here. 18, 19, 20 degree isotherm spreading in through the early hours of Monday, widely as well. So this heat wave is going to be impacting all areas. Look at the Northern Ireland, Scotland, Republic of Ireland and Wales, all getting towards the high teens, low 20s in terms of upper air temperatures. So we're likely to break records for upper air temperatures in Scotland. I don't think we've ever got the 20 degree isotherm to Scotland, and it's highly possible we could next week, and we could see temperatures with that into the low to mid 30s. Perhaps, again, all depends on microclimate conditions, winds, all of these sort of things do contribute to that when we do have, as we have a lot more elevation in Scotland, of course, and a lot of the major towns and cities are towards the coast, so you get sea breezes, stuff like that mixing in. So it's a little bit more difficult to predict exact temperatures. So there's likely to be a lot more variation across like Northern Ireland and Scotland, but we'll have a look at what the models are showing in a minute. But yeah, incredibly hot. If you have a look at the max temperatures over the next 5 days, only extends out to Sunday at this point, so we can't have a look at the extreme heat on Monday and Tuesday, but we'll sure to have a look at that over the next few days. Probably we'll have our big sort of prediction on Saturday afternoon into evening. I'll put my firm thoughts, as we will be a couple days out, and we'll have a very, very good idea of what that max temperature range, because we are still seeing uncertainty today. Still some models showing mid to low 30s, others showing mid to high 30s, touching on 40 degrees. So still about a 5 degree temperature range on that tip-top temperature, between around 39, 40 degrees to around 34, 35 degrees. So there is a range, at the moment, so we can't say exactly, but I do think it is towards the higher end of that range. That's what I think at the moment. As you can see this afternoon, we're seeing those temperatures getting to around mid to high 20s, a bit hotter in reality than this is showing, because we have reached 27, 28 degrees more widely than this, so UKMO Operational Run perhaps being a degree or two under here. As we head towards tomorrow, you can see very similar temperatures to today, maybe slightly cooler for some, but again, low to mid 20s quite widely. And again, for St Andrews for the Open, you can see it's around 18, 19 degrees towards southeastern Scotland. As we head into Friday, you can see those temperatures are starting to rise a little bit more widely towards 25, 26 degrees. You can see temperatures peak around 27, 28. So they're back towards an upwards trajectory, and by Saturday afternoon, rising even further, very widely into the low 20s. England, Wales, and England, Wales, and Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, widely into the mid-20s for quite a few, and the high 20s could be seen in the south, maybe 26, 27, 28 degrees, and again, underdoing it maybe here from the UK Met Office Run could see 29 or 30 degrees in a few spots. As we head into Sunday, I'm expecting those temperatures to rise back into the 30s. You can see widely high 20s, getting towards 27 to 29 very widely, and I do suspect it will get into the 30s there. So yeah, I do suspect, Sunday evening we will be reaching that 30 degree threshold, and you can see not dropping you all too cool overnight on Monday, widely in the mid to high teens for quite a few. So if we do now have a look at the mid to longer range models, we are really going to focus on what is happening over the next sort of 5 to 7 days. If you're interested in the longer term, I'm going to be having a video out on Friday where we're going to exclusively look at the breakdown of this heat wave, thunderstorms, temperatures in the days after it. So if you are interested in that, do check out that video that will be uploaded on Friday, where we do have a look at the risk afterwards. But today we're going to mainly, as I said, focus on the temperatures up until Tuesday, Wednesday time, so the next week or so. So you can see high pressure building back in through Friday and Saturday, turning things much drier before it moves out to the east, wafting up a southerly wind. All the models are on board with this now. But the one thing that is a little bit uncertain, as I said at the start of the video, is this low pressure from the southwest, which is bringing in that very hot air. If we do have a look at the United Kingdom have a look at those upper air temperatures, you can see the temperatures are peaking around 21 to 23 degrees at 850 HPA through Monday into Tuesday. But the big thing here is there's much cooler air coming in with the low pressure. So by Tuesday afternoon on the GFS, eastern areas would still be incredibly hot. Further westwards and southwestwards especially, much cooler, back down towards 10 degrees at 850 HPA, back down to sort of low to mid 20s perhaps there. So this is the uncertainty. How quickly does this low pressure move in, and with its cooler air associated with it? Because that will make a massive difference to how high those temperatures do get on Tuesday. As I said, if we do hold on to this very hot air, I think high 30s is highly probable. But if we don't, then I think back down towards the low 30s for many. Now if we run it back to Sunday's temperatures and have a look at what the GFS is showing today at the surface, again it's going to underdo these temperatures very slightly, and you can see by Sunday widely high 20s, low 30s, 31, 32 degrees. So I could say maybe 33 or 34 degrees is possible there. Again, the UK Met Office Run was showing 29 degrees, maybe 30 degrees, so maybe underdoing it by a degree or two. And as we head through to Monday, you can see by 9 AM those temperatures are in the high 20s, if not reaching 30 degrees in a few spots. And by midday, 34 degrees, and by 3 PM, peak temperatures of the day, widely 35 to 37 degrees, even getting towards 30 degrees across the Republic of Ireland, low 30s across the Republic of Ireland, 30 degrees across Scotland and Northern Ireland. So I do suspect we will be trying to get close to that all-time temperature record. Remember, we can add a degree or two on for the peak temperatures in local areas. So 38, 39 degrees is highly probable if this pattern came off. If you have a look into Tuesday, you can see it's incredibly hot by 9 AM, low 30s. That's the big thing about Tuesday. The reason why I think Tuesday will be hotter is because we have a very hot night. Again, you look at those 3 AM temperatures, widely low 20s. That will be incredibly tough sleeping. That's going to be even more difficult than daytime temperatures for many hardly being able to sleep in these conditions, and you can see 25, 26 degrees in central London. That is ridiculous temperatures there, ridiculous. And you can see by 3 p.m. widely mid to high 30s, 37, 38 degrees. But you can see it is mainly focused in the east because cooler air is sweeping in. So again, it all depends on how quickly that hot air does get swept away. But at the moment, we would be reaching our all-time temperature record of 38.7 degrees. I'm pretty sure of that here. We would likely reach 39, and with very real possibility, we could reach 40 degrees. And if we do run to Wednesday, very quickly, you can see those temperatures in the afternoon back down to mid to low 20s for memory, maybe holding on to 30 degrees in the far south where we have some lingering heat, but it would be much cooler beyond that. Now, if you compare it to the GEM run, well, again, you can see it's a very similar pattern. High pressure moving to our east, low pressure running up a southerly wind. We are pretty much bang on with these conditions now. And again, if we have a look at the 850 HPA temperature, if you look at the United Kingdom look, you can see through the early hours of Monday that incredibly hot air spreading in, staying in control all the way until Tuesday afternoon. And you can see that cooler air is just off the coast of the southwest, so much hotter air in control, so more widespread, very high temperatures here through Tuesday. Very interesting, but it all gets swept away, and by Wednesday we're all back in some cooler air. Now, as I said, if we do run it back to Sunday afternoon, have a look at those surface conditions for the 2 meter temperatures. Highly likely through Sunday afternoon we get towards that 30 degree range. So very similar to the UKMO Operational Run, rightly 28, 29, maybe 30 degrees, peaking probably around 30 to 32. As we head through to Monday, you can see those temperatures widely into the mid 30s, widely 30 to 32 degrees, locally 33, 34 or 35 degrees is very possible, and overnight those temperatures are not going to drop away too much, still in the low to mid 20s, 20 to 23 degrees. So our average high for this time of year, around that low 20s point, is going to be our low temperature through a Monday night into Tuesday. It's exceptional, very difficult sleeping at that. It's like, imagine on a standard, just an average July day, trying to sleep in the middle of the day outside in the heat, in the warmth. It's very, very difficult. And you add on the humidity and the exhaustion throughout the whole day. And remember, in houses and buildings, we can hold on to that heat even more. If the outside temperatures are 35 degrees in the day, it could heat the house up all the way to, or the building, or wherever you're staying, it could heat it all the way up to 30 degrees. And that's not going to dissipate very quickly if it's mid-20s still outside. So indoor temperatures could be mid to high 20s consistently overnight, when ideal temperatures indoors should be around 20 degrees for pleasant sleeping. So yeah, very, very, very hot conditions here. And through Tuesday afternoon, you can see widely again mid to high 30s, 35, 36, likely 37, 38. So would be getting close to that all-time temperature record. And again, you can see that hotter air is slightly further southwards and westwards, perhaps not across the far southwest, but more widespread than the GFS had it. And again, you have a look at those Wednesday temperatures, and you can see back towards the mid to low 20s, maybe high teens for some, so much, much cooler on Wednesday. If you do finish by just having a look at the ECMWF and run through, you can see high pressure spreading to our east and low pressure out to our west, pulling up a southerly wind, turning things very unsettled beyond that, but very hot through Sunday into Monday. And Tuesday, if we have a look at those upper air temperatures and we zoom into the United Kingdom, incredibly hot plume moving in, very hot conditions there through Monday and Tuesday. You can see we do hold on to those Tuesday conditions, or those Tuesday temperatures more widely, very similar to the GEM run. So GFS a bit progressive today, moving that through. And again, if we add on those 2 meter temperatures, run it all the way back to Sunday, you can see those temperatures peaking in the afternoon, high 20s, low 30s, very similar to the other runs. By Monday afternoon, low 30s, probably peaking around 33, 34, and by Tuesday, highly likely we'd get towards mid to high 20s. You can see we can't see the 3 p.m. temperature because the ECMWF in this sort of time frame only does 6-hour intervals, but it would be around that 35, 36 degree for the high, or probably about 34 to 36 degrees for the widespread high temperature, and locally 36, 37, 38 degrees. So again, incredibly hot. And you always have to say, with these mid-range models, they're always going to underdo the temperatures for at least the peak. So always have to add on at least 1 to 3 degrees here to get our peak temperature. So it could be incredibly hot next week. So we do finish by having a look at the ensembles. We'll start on the GFS, just look at the 850 HPA temperature and precipitation. Again, we won't focus on this too much, but you can see average, slightly above average now, but cooling over the next few days with those upper temperatures dropping, but we've still got a lot of lingering heat at the surface, so it's not going to be feeling all too cool. Feel a little bit better with those temperatures around the mid 20s, 25 to 27 degrees, the average high in the south over the next couple of days. Further north, it's back down to low 20s, so much more towards average. These are the big peak around Monday and Tuesday. Incredibly hot conditions, and again, we still have uncertainty exactly how quickly it does dissipate, but most models still have it lingering all the way through Tuesday evening, turning incredibly hot on Tuesday afternoon as well. But we do see a bit of precipitation. That could be the associated thunderstorms. So as I said, do check out the video on Friday where we'll have a look at that thunderstorm risk in more detail. And then we'll have a look at the mid-range. And then you can have a look here at the mid to longer range as well. And you can see temperatures are in and around, so slightly above average as well. So still pretty warm, but not oppressively hot at all. If we do have a look at the ECMWF Ensembles, just to finish the video, again, massive peak, much more consistent, all ensemble members getting close to that 20 to 25 degree point, and you can see quite a consistent drop off through the 20th to 21st of July, which is through Wednesday and Thursday, so definitely holding on to those Tuesday temperatures on most of the ensemble members before dropping to around slightly above average, but with a lot more precipitation with low pressure running in. Again, I don't want to have a look at these two temperatures in too much detail because they're going to be uncertain, but you can see most of the ECMWF ensembles have those temperatures peaking around Tuesday. And again, the 1 p.m. temperature high in London from ensemble members is 32.6 degrees. You can probably add 2 to 3 degrees on that for the 3 or 4 p.m. temperature. So let's say these ensemble members at 3 or 4 p.m. would be around 35 degrees. And you can always add on a couple of degrees because they are ensembles, they're low resolution. So if you take these ensemble members and you eliminate some of the cooler runs, most of these would be showing those high temperatures of around 37 to 39 degrees. So incredibly hot conditions. I do think the all-time temperature record will be threatened. I can't guarantee it's going to fall because there's still things like cloud amounts. Exact upper air temperatures can make a slight difference. And of course, we are still 5 days away from this incredibly hot air arriving. So I do think there is still some scope for uncertainty. But we've got such good model support at the moment, such good ensemble support. I do think incredibly hot conditions coming. I think it's going to be threatening that all-time temperature record on perhaps Monday and definitely Tuesday. I do think, in my personal opinion, that we're going to see it fall. Whether we do see 40 degrees, I'll have to make a judgment for that on Saturday when I make my final sort of predictions of these high temperatures, as we will only be a couple days away. But for now, I do think we have quite a decent chance of reaching the all-time temperature record of 38.7 degrees, but higher than that, or much higher than that, is yet to be determined. So anyway, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, make sure you stay safe and that heed all of the warnings, as this is serious conditions. Elderly and vulnerable are in danger from the heat. Make sure you stay hydrated, get your sun cream on, and stay out the peak sun during the middle of the day. So anyway, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.